Hello students, welcome back. So today we are going to start another topic, that is kingdom fungi. Fine, in the continuation of the chapter biological classification. In this chapter we have already covered two kingdoms. What are they? Kingdom Monera and kingdom Protista. We have done that as there will be some evolution from Monera to Protista, Protista to fungi, there will be some complicated structure. Fine. So in case of Monera, what is there? The cell body is somehow very not that much fine as we will compare with the higher organism. So we have done that the cellular organization of Monera were what was the cellular organization? Prokaryotic. And after Monera, in case of Protista, it will be the eukaryotic. Fine. So in prokaryotic, no proper nucleus, no membrane bound cell organelles are present. But in case of eukaryotics, all the cell we can say in the proper cell as well as the nuclear membrane is present. All the cell organelles are present here. So here also in case of Protista, it is somehow more advanced than the Protista. So the first point which I have written here, cosmopolitan. It means that the habitat, we are talking about the habitat of fungi. It means that they can present anywhere. It can present in land, it can present in water, it can present in any soil. Fine. So we can say these fungi can present anywhere, and this is known as cosmopolitan. Okay. Now preferably these can be found where? Into the hot and humid area. It will prefer to grow that condition. Now another point is eukaryotic. As we have said, these are more advanced than the lower one. So the cellular organization is what? Eukaryotic. Every nuclear membrane, cell membrane bound organelles, everything is present in this kingdom. Now another point is multicellular. In case of the lower one, in case of Moneran, they are the not a proper cellular, we can say only one cell is present. In case of Protista also, mostly they are the what? They are the unicellular. But as we will talk about the fungi, they are what? They are multicellular organisms. Fine. What is the meaning of multicellular? That body is composed of different types of cells. But here one exception is there, that is yeast. Yeast is what? Yeast is unicellular. Okay. So what is the exception here? Yeast is the exception, and we know that yeast is important for us also. How? Because in case of fermentation we are using this yeast, and the scientific name of yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. So these points are important. Fine. So here another point, heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So whenever we are talking about the nutrition, in case of fungi, then it is what? Heterotrophic. They are dependent on the other organism for their nutrition, and if they are dependent on the other, it means that they have not ability to prepare its own food. So we can say these are what? This lack chlorophyll, or sometimes we can say achlorophylus. Fine. It means that chlorophyll absent in case of fungi. So they are totally dependent on what? On the other organism. While in the previous one, in the previous kingdom we have done, in the Protista, they can be the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. But here they are purely heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Another point is cell wall. Cell wall is made up of what? It is made up of chitin. In case of Monera, in case of Protista, we have done that there is some cell wall. In sometimes the cell wall is not present, but here the cell wall is present of chitin and the polysaccharide. Now we can say this kingdom is the connection with other kingdom. How? Because in case of plants also there is a cell wall which is made up of cellulose, but here the cell wall is made up of chitin. Fine. Now we have done some important points, so I would like to introduce one more thing about fungi. Whenever we are studying about the fungi, okay, that study is known as what? The study of fungi is known as mycology. Okay, the study of fungi, logy relates to study, myco relates to was something related to fungi, and this fungi is also known as mushroom. Mushroom category comes under the fungi. Fine. So here now we'll study about the structure. Whenever we are talking about the structure of fungi, so it can be the structure in the filamentous. Most of the fungi present in which structure? In the filamentous structure. It means that some thread-like structure is present, but exception is there in case of yeast. In case of yeast, if it is a unicellular, so it will not be the filamentous form. And another one, we are talking about the general characteristics of general structure of fungi. So what will be the structure? The structure is like a thread. So we can say when thread-like structure is present, so this structure is known as filamentous. And now when this filamentous structure is present, what we are saying? We are saying that is hyphae. What it is now? This filamentous or the thread-like structure of fungi, it is known as hyphae. And the accumulation or the mass of hyphae, when there will be accumulation of more than so many hyphae, what will happen? It will form a mycelium. Are you getting what is hyphae? Hyphae is the simple filamentous structure. When there will be mass of this hyphae, it will become mycelium. Now, on the basis of this mycelium, we have divided or we have classified the fungi into two different types. What are they? Aseptate hyphae or the septate hyphae. Now, if I will draw the structure of hyphae here, the mycelium, so you can see that if it is a filamentous form and there is no proper septa. If there is no proper septa, it means that what will happen? The nucleus is present in the all over. So this type of structure, it is known as what? Aseptate. A means absent, septate relates to septa. It means that septa is absent here in case of which hyphae? Aseptate, and this is also known as cenocetic hyphae. Fine. When there will be a proper septa, okay, when we have drawn septa here and this septa has divided the structure into, or we can say they have divided into different chambers. So we can say what type of hyphae or mycelium? It would be septate. It means that septa is, this structure is known as what? Septate. So this septate, due to this presence of this septate, we are saying that septate hyphae or septate mycelium. This hyphae structure can be connected to another structure, so totally it will form the mycelium. Okay here? Now we will discuss about the another characteristic of the fungi, that is nutrition. As we have discussed that in case of fungi, the mode of nutrition is heterotrophic, means that they are dependent on the others. So again, this heterotrophic mode of nutrition can be of different types. On the basis of these different types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, again there are different types of fungi. The fungi which is known as saprophytic fungi, okay, those fungi which are dependent on the dead and decaying organism, that is known as saprophytic fungi. Fine. So we know that the saprophytes relates to what? Dead and decaying material. Now the mode of nutrition will become parasitic when we know that when the fungi is dependent on the other organism for their nutrition, and what it is doing, it is harming to the other organism. We can say that in case of parasitic, one is benefiting and another is losing. Okay, plus sign is showing that somehow or some organism is getting nutrition, or the fungi is getting nutrition, and from where it is taking nutrition by affecting other, so it will become negative part. So we are having different examples. For example, the rust, the disease which is causing in the crops, so it is done by the which one? The fungi. And the fungi is which type of mode of nutrition? Parasitic mode of nutrition. By taking their nutrition from the plants, and they are affecting and they are causing some disease to the plant. Fine. Another one is symbiotic. Symbiotic means that the relationship between two organisms which are benefiting to each other. It means that I am showing this one plus and plus. It means that both are living together and with a mutual relationship, both are benefiting to each other. So we are having different examples of this symbiotic association, that is lichen is one of them. So what is lichen? Lichen is the combination or the symbiotic association of fungi with the algae. Okay, whenever the fungi will create a relationship with the algae, what it will form? It will form the lichens, and we know that these lichens are what? They are the pollution indicator. Wherever these lichens are present, it means that there is no pollution. If pollution will be there, then there will be no growth of lichens. And how they are benefiting to each other? We know that as we are talking that fungi is what type of mode of nutrition? Heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and it lack chlorophyll. So if it is not having chlorophyll, so it will not be able to prepare its own food. So for their food, this fungi is dependent on algae, and algae comes under what? Under the plant kingdom. And we know that the characteristic of algae is that it contains chlorophyll, and it can prepare its own food. By preparing the food, it is providing that food to the fungi. And what fungi is doing? Fungi is taking the mineral and nutrition from the soil, and it is providing to the algae, so that they can live together and they can benefit to each other. Okay. Another example of symbiotic association is mycorrhiza. So what is mycorrhiza? When this fungi makes the symbiotic association with the roots of higher plants. What are the roots of higher plants? Whenever we are talking about the higher plants, for example, gymnosperms, okay, the forest trees, most of the forest trees have their roots, and these roots are connected with the fungi, and when they are living together, they are benefiting to each other. How? Again, we know that the fungi is what? It is achlorophylous. It cannot prepare its own food, and the higher plants, they can prepare their own foods. Now because we know that the fungi is very thin in structure, and the fungi can be grow into several kilometers or several length. So what it will do? It will penetrate deep inside the soil, and it will take nutrients, or it will uptake the mineral and nutrition which is present in the soil, and it is providing to which part? To the roots of the higher plants, and the higher plants can get the proper nutrition from the soil. Or we can say, when there will be presence of fungi, the nutrition can be double or triple. Okay, and in case of higher plants, the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, which are very very important minerals for the plants, they can be taken up by the roots of higher plants with the help of this fungi. So this association is very very important to provide proper nutrition to the higher organism. And one more important thing about this one, that the pinus tree, the germination of the pinus is important. The germination is important, and this germination can be done by the presence of this fungi. And if there will be no fungi, what will happen in case of this pinus tree? The growth will get stunted. So in that case also, for the proper growth and development of the higher plants, this mycorrhizae association is very very important. Fine. Now here we have done about the several characteristics of fungi, or we can say fungus. Now about the reproduction. What is the meaning of reproduction? Re means again and again producing its offspring, or the true to its type. How this fungi can reproduce, or how this fungi can give rise to another fungi. So there are different mode of reproduction, that is vegetative mode of reproduction, asexual and sexual. Vegetative means that something is connected to the individual, or something is connected to the fungi, and when it will get detached, what will happen? It will give rise to another fungi. So again, in the vegetative reproduction, there are different methods for this type of reproduction. The first one I have mentioned here, fragmentation. Fragmentation means the fragments. Okay, when, for example, this is mycelium, or the structure of fungi, when it will get detached. Okay, when it will get detached, what will happen? This will make one fragment, and this will make another fragment. Due to the splitting of this fungi, it will form fragment, and each fragment is capable to give rise to another fungi or another fungus. So this mode of reproduction is fragmentation. Another one is fission. Fission is what? It give rise to another equal half. So we can say, due to the fission, what will happen? It will give rise to another fungi. So how the fission takes place? For example, if any fungi is present, so this nucleus or the cytoplasm will get constricted. Okay, due to this constriction, what will happen? There will be some division, and due to this division, this will divide into two equal halves, and this fission is what it will form? It will form another fungi. So from one cell, it will form the another different cell of kingdom fungi. Fine. Another one is budding. Budding relates to formation of outgrowth or formation of bud. Whenever there will be an outgrowth for formation by the protoplasm of the cell. It means that the protoplasm forms an outer bulging, and this bulging will form outgrowth, and when it will mature, it will get detached from the parent body, and both will able to form a fungi. It means that the detached part is also able to what? To make a new fungi. Okay, so this mode of reproduction is what? Vegetative mode of reproduction. Now comes to the another method, that is asexual. A means absent or sexual means two sexes are absent. If there will be no sexes, what will happen? The reproduction takes place with the help of spores, and these types of spores are what? These spores are known as mitospores. Okay, the asexual reproduction takes place in case of fungi with the help of mitospores. And how many types of spores are there? They are having 4 types of spores. What are they? Conidia. Conidia is that spore. You can see here that some structure is present here. Above this structure, what will happen? There will be formation of these conidia. When there will be favorable condition, these will get detached from the vegetative hyphae, and what it will form? It will form a new fungi. Okay, so this form of spore is conidia. Another one is sporangiospore. See, whenever these fruiting bodies are forming, or whenever these spores are present, it is present in some structure. This structure is known as, for example, in case of conidia, conidiophore. In this conidiophore, conidia will present, and here spores will get detached, or it will be released from the hyphae. And another one is sporangiospore. It means that these, here I have drawn this structure, the whole fruiting body here, it is known as what? It is known as sporangia. Okay, and the spore which is present inside this sporangia, it is known as sporangiospore, and the structure in which this sporangia is situated, it is known as sporangiophore. Fine. So here what will happen? As the favorable condition will come, the sporangia will get rupture, and due to this rupture of this sporangia, what will happen? These spores, or we can say these sporangiospore, get released into the environment, and it will form different fungi. Okay, so this is also the method of reproduction. Another one is zoospore. Zoospore is another method of reproduction in which what will happen? There will be formation of zoospores. Here you can see that I have drawn zoospores like this, okay, which is having flagella like structure. Okay, now another one is aplanospore. Aplanospore means that there is no presence of flagella. So here the structure which I have drawn is that without any flagella. Fine. So we can say that zoospores are what? They are having flagella. It means they are motile in nature. Okay, they can move from one place to another place. But here aplanospore are what? These are non-motile. Okay, so these are some important points which you have to memorize about these spores. Now, if generally what happens, the reproduction takes place with the help of conidia, sporangiospore and zoospore. These are the common method of asexual reproduction. Okay, now another mode of reproduction is sexual mode of reproduction. You know that in sexual mode of reproduction, what happens? There will be presence of two sexes. One will be act as a male, as another will act as a female. So here in case of fungi, what we are assuming? We are assuming the hyphae. We are assuming that one hyphae is what? One hyphae act as a male and another hyphae will act as a female. Okay, due to the mixing of these two male and female gamete, what will happen? It will form zygote here. Okay, it will form zygote, and this zygote is what? This zygote will get diploid, because we know that the fungi is what? Haploid spores. When it will combine each other, it will form zygote, and this zygote again undergoes under meiosis, where there will be reductional division, and due to this reduction division, what will happen? It will form haploid spores here. Okay, so now, so due to this method of sexual reproduction, what it will form? Again, it can form different types of spore. What are they? Basidiospore, ascospore and oospore. Okay, in the next session, you will come to understand that in which class we are getting the Basidiospore, in which we are getting the Ascospore. See here, Basidia relate to Basidium. The structure will be like Basidium. In case of Ascospore, the structure will be like Ascus. And due to this Ascus, what will happen? Inside this Ascus, there will be formation of Ascospore. As well as third one is oospore. Oospore means again these are different type of spore which will give rise to another fungi. Now, whenever we are talking about the sexual mode of reproduction, they are having three events. What are they? Plasmogamy, okay, plasmogamy, karyogamy and meiosis, okay, meiosis. So plasmogamy relates to what? Plasmogamy relates to fusion of what? Plasma. First of all, in case of sexual reproduction, there will be fusion of plasma of both male and female gamete. Okay. After the fusion of plasma, what will happen? There will be the fusion of nucleus which is present inside the cell. And after that, as I have said, that there will be formation of zygote. This zygote will undergo into the meiosis, and due to this meiosis, there will be a reductional division and it will give rise to the haploid spore. So we will understand about more these sexual production in different classes. So here we have done about the general characteristics as well as the mode of reproduction of fungi. Here, as we have done, so it is required that how we will continue this structure, because fungi is again divided into different classes on the basis of their morphology. Means that on the basis of their structure, we have classified into different classes. So what are the different methods, or what are different criteria on which basis we have classified the fungi? We can say the morphology of the fungi, on the basis of the fruiting bodies. Okay, we can see the fruiting bodies like sporangium or as well as the conidiophore. So on the basis of the fruiting bodies or on the basis of their division, we have divided these fungi into different classes. For example, Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. Okay, so one by one we will discuss all these four classes in the next session. So for this lecture, that much is there. So keep revising all these things. That's all for today. Oh, thank you.